in the world of economics and entertainment. We also expose ills threatening the destiny of our common patrimony. LNTV News, first, fast, and factual. Live. Catch it if you can.
Good evening, a pleasant welcome to LNTV News Live. This is a 30-minute presentation of major news, views, interviews, comments, and analysis shifting the destiny of Liberia, Africa, and our one world. It's Tuesday, December 11, 2018. My name is Zokoi Beslokonen, anchoring this edition of the program. In the headlines, President George Weah commissions Liberia's ambassador to the UK, welcomes the Vatican ambassador to Liberia. A former central bank governor, Ila Silebi, calls on Liberians to make sacrificial and unprecedented sacrifices to make Liberia better. Riverside County Senator Dallas Square says if education must improve, the country must fully implement the 2011 Reform Education Law. And away from Liberia, the United Nations calls on gunmen who have seized control of one of Libya's biggest oil fields to withdraw. These stories plus many other developments are all coming up in the program LNTV News Live. But first, we are taking a short break to be back with the faces of the newsmakers. Welcome back to the program. President George Weah Tuesday commissioned the new Liberian ambassador to the United Kingdom, Ambassador Gurley Tita Gibson. Speaking during the ceremony at the Foreign Ministry Tuesday, President Weah urged Ambassador Gibson to help strengthen bilateral relationship between Liberia and the Court of St. James.
Well, to the prosperity of the country and to the mission, good health to the ambassador, peace, hard work. Tita is like I call my own daughter. When I saw your name, I saw Gary Tita. I said, wow, Tita. So I said to my daughter, always shine, do your best. The rest, forget about it. You have a duty, it's your duty to do your work. Any other thing around you, forget it. So, for prosperity and longevity, I propose a toast. Let's drink to the well-being of the ambassador, the country, the pastors.
For her part, Ambassador Gurley Tita Gibson said she will work hard to ensure that Liberia maintains a better partnership with Great Britain in the areas of trade, investment, and development.
The Pro agenda will propel Liberia to development of the country and its people. I can assure you, Mr. President, that our mission in the United Kingdom under my leadership will promote the government's Pro agenda through engagements with potential investors, international development partners, and friends to mitigate challenges and promote investment in Liberia that will create jobs and expand economic activities in our country. Mr. President, in your effort to foster economic growth and national prosperity here in Liberia, we in Liberia Foreign Missions have an especially important role. We need to work closely with our countries we are accredited to, so that we advance Liberia's vital interests with dividends.
Liberian ambassador to the United Kingdom of Great Britain, Gurley Tita Gibson, earlier was President George Weah. President George Weah has lauded the great contribution of the Catholic Church to Liberia over the years. President Weah said the Catholic Church has over the years remained supportive to the overall development of Liberia, particularly in the areas of health, education, and the rule of law. The Liberian leader was speaking Monday at the Foreign Ministry when the new Vatican ambassador to Liberia, Archbishop Dakobetu Campos Salas, presented his letters of credence.
The Vatican and the Catholic Mission have done for Liberians and still continue to do. Thank you for your prayers. We need prayers, so this is a good thing. And give our regards to Francis. Let you know that we are here. We'll be hoping to come and see him in Rome, because we must come for benediction and our blessings. And you know, we have a long relationship, and we all believe in the Pope, and we believe in the Vatican. I can record when Milan was in trouble. In 1997, Milan was in trouble, and Coach Capello came to me and said, "George, what do you think?" And I said, the only way out is to go to the Pope. And that was Pope John. We arrived there, he said, "What's the issue?" I said, "We are not winning." The fact that we are here, we will win. And then he blessed us, we went back, and then we won the championship. So all my friends said, "Oh, so you believe in the Pope?" I said, "Well, wherever God is, that's where we should go for strength." So I appreciate that because of the Vatican, when we were struggling, we were able to win an important championship. So I want to thank you for our country. Thank you for the work through Bishop Michael Francis. He has saved so many lives and he has blessed so many people. And we just pray that we can strengthen our relationship, our bilateral relation, which is important for us. And we hope the Vatican will be a place where we can work freely for advice and ideas and blessings. So welcome. We are honored to receive you. And it is an honor for us and people that live in our country. Whenever they see that the Pope is taking part, they know that the country is blessed.
Earlier, Archbishop Dakobetu Campos Salas said he was honored to be in Liberia representing the Holy See.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, I present this speech and at the same time the credential letters as Apostolic Nuncio, Ambassador of the Holy See in Liberia, any country. It's my pleasure, and we are very happy and welcome that with these good relations, diplomatic relations that we have between the Holy See and Liberia. And to represent the Holy See, the Pope Francis, and we are encouraged in supporting through the Catholic Church here in Liberia, education, health care, and to collaborate in anything and all things that is necessary to develop the country. And also our prayers, our blessings for you, Your Excellency Mr. President, your family, and all the nation and all the citizens of Liberia. Thank you.
He's the Vatican ambassador to Liberia, Apostolic Nuncio Dakobetu Campos Salas. Earlier was President George Weah. A former central bank governor, Ila Silebi, is urging Liberians to make sacrificial and unprecedented contributions to the social and economic rehabilitation of the country. Mr. Silebi said attitude, commitment, and patriotism are catalysts to achieving such feats. The former central bank governor spoke Tuesday when he served as commencement speaker at the 2018 commencement program of the College of Engineering as part of activities marking the 99th graduation exercise of the University of Liberia.
As we look around most parts of the city and even our own communities, we see piles of filth and garbage. How many of you would ever consider forming or participating in community groups to clean up the local environment? This may seem lowly and unimportant, but I assure you that this is foundational work, something which builds character and a sense of community, something that, if successfully done, will create a more habitable and healthy environment. So let me ask again, under your duties as citizens, would you be willing to participate in or join the mandatory national youth program for, say, 1 year after college, if required by the government to do so? Such a program will enable young college graduates like you to gain valuable work experience and opportunity to actively participate in nation building through public service.
At the same time, the president of the University of Liberia, Dr. Ophelia Weeks, has announced that the university will commence its mechanical engineering program in 2019.
As planned, we look forward to our Department of Mechanical Engineering being the newest department in the college, hopefully by 2019. And Dean Moore, Professor Shannon, and the entire College of Engineering family are hard at work to make this happen. We are hopeful that needed resources will be garnered to establish and sustain a first-class Department of Mechanical Engineering. As a College of Engineering, professionals are trained to build our bridges, our roads, survey our land, and hopefully minimize land disputes and conflicts, help devise ways to minimize flooding of our neighborhoods, professionals who are trained to help solve our power and electricity challenges and needs.
She's the president of the University of Liberia. Dr. Ophelia Weeks earlier was the commencement speaker for the Engineering College of the University of Liberia, former Central Bank Governor Ila Silibi. The Senate Committee Chair on Education says developing the education sector depends on the full implementation of the 2011 education reform laws. Senator Dallas Square said Liberia's education sector cannot develop if instruments that are fundamentally responsible for developing the sector are not utilized. He spoke in an LNTV interview Tuesday in the country.
With a kind of an organized program with a plan of action, and in fact, I've always suggested to them that the best way to start from is not to have any cosmetic reform. And we need to go back to the education reform. That those things that just come on the spur of a moment, where you just take those actions, you know, like something not organized and what have you, just to solve a problem, you know, instant solution to a problem. But we need to have a kind of an organized plan of action, and the basis of that is the education reform law. We go back to those laws, ensure that that law is implemented to the letter, and we amend wheresoever we have problems, wheresoever we have challenges, wheresoever that a need will arise. We can amend those laws and build on that instead of coming up, you know, unlike in Paris administration where they just change, you know, the calendar year and then they call that reform. That's not reform.
In another development, Senator Dallas Square has been speaking about projects that were earmarked for completion from the recent county setting in Riverside County.
For the past 13 years, the county had never, ever dedicated a project emanating from the Social Development Fund, from the County Development Fund. Why? All of the projects have been, the contractors defaulted, money have been mismanaged over time, and that has been a perennial issue. And my administration, as the current chair of the caucus, will ensure that accountability is ensured. And just to speak to that a little bit, for the first time, Accra, the county setting was able to produce a rating report of funds allocated, which I have the bank statement, the Public Procurement and Concession Commission mandate clearing the county to utilize this fund allocated in the past budget with supporting documents, vouchers, letters of request, receipts, contractors were produced, and we have those evidences. And for the first time again, the county legislative caucus.
He's Riverside County Senator Dallas Goy. Well, if you have just come our way, this is a reminder that you are watching LNTV News Live, a 30-minute presentation of major news, views, interviews, comments, and analysis shifting the destiny of Liberia, Africa, and our global village. It's Tuesday, December 11, 2018. My name is Zokwe Beslo Conan anchoring this edition of the program. Let's recap our top stories. President George Manawia commissions Liberia's ambassador to the United Kingdom, welcomes the Vatican ambassador to Liberia. Former Central Bank Governor Ila Sidibe calls on Liberians to make sacrificial and unprecedented sacrifices to make Liberia better. Riverside County Senator Dallas Goy says if education must improve, the country must fully implement the 2011 Reform Education Law. And away from Liberia, the United Nations calls on gunmen who have seized control of one of Libya's biggest oil fields to withdraw. LNTV News Live takes a short break to be back with more developments. Welcome back to the program LNTV News Live. Health Minister Dr. William Minonjala is called on residents of Jawe Town in Bon County to regularly cater to their children's health. Speaking at the dedication of a clinic in the town, Minister Jala urged the residents to also take care of the facilities.
As the superintendent showed the rice and the other things that you all are growing, don't forget your children. Don't sell everything. Before your husband eat, make sure the children eat. Because the children are the one that growing. The husband already finished growing. The wife already finished growing. But the children, if we don't feed them, they will not grow good to be able to help you. So please, feed the children. Keep some, the fruits, the vegetables, the rice, keep some for the children, because one of the problems that we having in the country today, our children are growing good because we're not feeding them good. So if we're making good farm, let's feed them. And
Health Minister Dr. William Minonjala, for his part, Bon County Health Officer Dr. Adolphus Yea called on the relevant authorities to regularly support the clinic.
This facility serves a huge population of Liberian engineers. It has a very large catchment population. But one of the very major things that we have in Liberia as a challenge is the sustainability of processes, facilities, and so forth. In this light, I would like to recommend to the Honorable Office of the Vice President of Liberia, to the Office of our current representative, Honorable Wombe, that every effort be made to appropriate LNT an annual budgetary allocation for this facility.
Bon County Health Officer Dr. Adolphus Yea. Meanwhile, Vice President Joe Howard Taylor, through her proxy, officially opened the clinic.
My president said she would love to be here.
but she was somehow tied down with some engagement with the president. But however, she knew that her president and not her president are full soldiers that work and achieve things. In her absence, we happen to be the donors of the county, the honorable superintendent, and co-officers who are the local authority. We will be working in the souls of the district and representative and the past and present. We're all officially dedicating this hospital to the people of Jowa. Thank you very much.
Satawi for proxy for Vice President Joe Howard Taylor at the dedication of a clinic in Bon County. Gbapolo County Superintendent KSR is calling on illegal miners in both Gbapolo and Bon counties to immediately desist. Superintendent Sa told LNTV that illegal mining is negatively affecting the two counties.
We have come to Digard for a peaceful settlement between Lola and the people of Bolia, Gbapolo County. What we noticed in our understanding has to actually do with the illicit mining. People who proclaim that they have claims are all foreigners, though we are in an equal country. But the Ministry of Land, Mines and Energy have not given anybody Class A or Class B lesson to mine. And these investors that they call themselves come here in Bon County with that of Gbapolo, get Class C lesson, and illegally operating Class A and Class B. Under my leadership as Superintendent of Gbapolo, I'm sending this caveat to them. If you don't want to be arrested, you must now take precaution. And your precaution should be get your drag or dredges from Owatuma River.
Gbapolo County Superintendent KSR. At the same time, Bon County Superintendent Esther Walker called on residents from the two counties to remain calm as she engaged national government to remedy the situation.
Ghanaians who are doing illegal mining, they refuse to respect the citizens. They prompting all confusion. Even yesterday, they were running behind our citizens with stick. And as a superintendent of the county, I'm going to write the Minister of Lands and Mines as suspending the money of the Ghanaian for now. Let them leave the river. We're working in collaboration with the Minister of Lands and Mines. Let the people leave. They are causing confusion. No Liberian citizen will do business in Ghana. They will put Ghanaians as manager of that business. They come to Liberia, they disrespect our people, they take advantage. I will not accept it as a superintendent. Both Gbapolo and Bon, they are my people.
And the road condition.
And since 1937, Zuluhe was surveyed. No vehicle had entered there, no superintendent had entered. My colleague, the Gbapolo superintendent, I was the first superintendent today to enter into Zuluhe. That's a history making. And the new road that was built is named after our president, President George Mane Koluwia Street. That's a name.
She's the superintendent of Bon County, Esther Walker. An assessment team from Solid Rock International Ministries of Edmonton, Canada, has toured several institutions and orphanages in Montserrat and Grand Cape Mount counties. According to the founder and senior pastor of the Solid Rock International Ministries, Glory Blamo, the essence of the exercise is to provide some assistance for the needy. Reverend Blamo spoke Tuesday in an interview with this station.
We want to believe God when we enter in any county. We're going to assess the needs of the people. So if there is a need for education, we're going to believe God to be an institution that is up to standard and that will be able to meet the education needs of the people. So our heart is there. We prioritize education. So we're going to see how best we can work that on. And I just want to answer one of the questions you just asked, Eli, concerning Liberians. You know, what is the message to the Liberians out there, both in and out of Liberia? I think it is about time that we talk less and do more. Most Liberians that are out of the country, it is about time that we stop criticizing and come back home and see what we can do, how we can contribute, because sometimes talking is too cheap.
Gloria Blamo is the founder and senior pastor of the Solid Rock International Ministries. Meanwhile, the administrator of the Solid Rock Ministries, Ela Jones, also said several bags of rice, clothing and shoes were donated to the Alexander B. Keter School and Clinic in Grand Cape Mount, Mother Dorothy Ma Orphanage, and Association of the Blind, among others.
Mother Dorothy's orphanage, we did donate several bags of rice and clothing and shoes, and we did that to all the places that we did visit. When we went to Poorwater side, we also donated clothes and rice, and then when we went to the School of the Blind, we also donated rice and clothing. We did pay for utilities for a period of time because there was no utility at that place. Yeah, those are the things that we did out of the things that we brought. Believe in God.
Ela Jones is administrator of the Solid Rock Ministries. Let's now bring you our foreign development. The United Nations has called on gunmen who have seized control of one of Libya's biggest oil fields to withdraw from the site. Armed men demanding better public services for their impoverished communities occupied the Sharara facility in the southern Fezzan region on Saturday. The UN mission in Libya said it understood their grievances, but shutting the facility could lead to losses of more than 30 million a day. It said this would compound the area's economic problems. The UN urged Libyan authorities to improve services to the region, and the U.S. State Department has banned the former president of the Gambia, Yahya Jammeh, and his immediate family members from entering the United States. It said he was being barred because of his involvement in corruption. Mr. Jammeh went into exile in Equatorial Guinea after losing the 2016 presidential election to Adama Barrow. A Truth and Reconciliation Commission has been set up in the Gambia to investigate the well-documented human rights abuses committed during the 2 decades in office. Correspondents say it is unclear why the U.S. has issued the travel ban now, 2 years after he left office. Well, that does it from the foreign scene. Let's now recap our major stories we have followed on the program tonight. President George Manewia commissions Liberia's ambassador to the United Kingdom, welcomes the Vatican ambassador to Liberia. A former central bank governor, Ila Silabi, calls on Liberians to make sacrificial and unprecedented sacrifices to make Liberia better. Riverside County Senator Dallas Gue says if education must improve, the country must fully implement the 2011 Reform Education Law. And away from Liberia, the United Nations calls on gunmen who have seized control of one of Libya's biggest oil fields to withdraw. Well, this is how we draw down the curtains on tonight's presentation of the program LNTV News Live. Many thanks to you all for your viewing role. Many thanks to all of our reporters, correspondents, technicians, switchers, and editors for making this package a success. LNTV News Live is a production of the television department of the Liberia Broadcasting System. This program comes on every Monday to Friday, with the early edition at 10 to 10:30 in the morning and the late edition at 8 to 8:30 in the evening. On behalf of the entire television team of the Liberia Broadcasting System, my name is Zokwe Beslow Conan. I've been anchoring this edition. Have a pleasant night. Bye-bye for now.